You'll get closer to the game, preferred access, and discounts on tickets to pro events throughout the country. You can play USTA Elite.
All right, very Joe. Eduardo Nicolas, a slight language barrier there, as Hantuchova having to say what a lot, but what do you make of his advice?
I think it was very good advice. He was really trying to help her with her serve, saying you're missing serves because you're bringing your body down too quickly. You know, keep your posture, reach up and accelerate. In the beginning, he was saying, you know, speed up the hand. And second serves, mix it up. Don't always hit it to the backhand. She's expecting the backhand.
Combination of technical advice and also strategic. Nicolas is part of the Casal Sanchez Academy in Spain. Has become a respected kind of global center for tennis.
Yeah, Kuznetsova trains there. I think Ivanovic has been spending some time there.
15 love.
So she works with a number of different coaches at the academy.
Yeah, but lately
she's
been traveling with the same one, just like Kuznetsova has been traveling with the same one for the last 12 months. And we mentioned she's just serving about 50%, so she definitely needs to not only get him in the first serves, but get him with some pop. She mixed up that second serve, went into the forehand, but still had to retrieve and defend.
By not making use of the on-court coaching, she figures, why, you got the first set, right? Things are going well.
And some players
put the conference on hold.
Don't like it, want to figure out by themselves. Daniela pretty regularly has her coach come out.
And you hear what Coach Garski would have told Giovanni when we visit with Pam into this game. Giovanni a little eager on that backhand return, coming in trying to jump on it, sprays it wide. Good work there. Giovanni able to run that angled shot down.
It was not an easy shot. She went to the one-handed slice. Always a difficult shot for two-handed backhand players. But nice control, kept it in front.
Beautiful control.
Really firm hit from the 18-year-old. So much time for Szávay to set up to hit the forehand. You know, she's being able to push Hantuchova back right away. Right away, she's getting that defensive reply, and she's taking over. Good work there from Hantuchova. That was another fantastic return. Right along the baseline, Hantuchova was able to absorb the power, get it back deep. I mean, that's going to be key if she's going to get back in this match, Hantuchova. She has to get more depth on her shots. Look at that differential for the 18-year-old.
23 winners. I know it was a long first set, but that's a big number.
Well, she's
for
not
12
playing it
games
safe.
plus.
You know, she's going for her shot. She's going for lines, and she's making them.
You can watch a lot of sets of women's tennis and not see 23 winners from one player.
Deuce.
Missed that, and an opportunity to get the early break in this set. And she knows it, a little careless there.
Most of these games, though, Hantuchova has just got to realize have been so close.
There's a timely serve.
Yeah, a good placement. Even though, you know, right now it's leaning towards Szávay. She won the first set, and she's had opportunities here. it's really even.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Hantuchova's got to focus on, how close she's been.
Total points 49-46 in favor of Szávay.
A little frustration there from Hantuchova. Another miss on the first serve.
Game.
Hantuchova holds. Let's go to Pam.
Yeah, with Zoltan Zuharski, who's the coach of Ágnes Szávay, and you didn't go out there to coach. Why didn't you go out? You weren't called out, but some other things coming into play?
No, that's her decision. She didn't call me. She feels comfortable, so it's good like this.
Also, U.S. Open, there's not this situation.
Exactly. So she has to be alone out there in the U.S. Open. So why use this possibility?
But analyze that first set. It was a beauty from your player's standpoint.
Yeah, I think she played very well the first set. She had a really flat couple of games in the middle of the set, but otherwise she's keeping up with Hantuchova's space, and I think she's returning better than Hantuchova, and that makes a difference.
This backhand is a thing of beauty. I just love the way she gets down low, turns her shoulders, uses her legs. Do you work on that shot a lot, or is it natural?
It's pretty natural. Of course, you have to work on a good shot as well, but since she's a very young age, she always had a great backhand.
Zoltan, you've been around a lot of talent. You like this talent too, don't you?
Oh, definitely. She's such a talented player. I think she can do with the ball more than most of the women players on the tour, and I think she has really good potential.
I think you're right. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Pam. This is just the 10th WTA tournament for Szávay. Her ranking up to 41, and she really has been one of the kind of second-tier stories of women's tennis this summer. I mean, mostly accomplishing things on the clay of Europe, but arrives here in the States for her first main draw event in this country and shows a flash of potential. How high do you think she can go, Mary Jo?
I think she can go a lot higher. I mean, she is solid and has the weapons.
Top 10 player?
Perhaps. I think she has all the ingredients. She won in Palermo.
Budapest is her hometown.
I like that she's actually played a lot on clay. I think that's helped develop the game. Able to construct points, be more patient, last in long rallies. And here she had to qualify, win a couple matches, and then beat Samantha Stosur of Australia. She's got a big serve, big forehand.
And holds for 1-all.
One game all.
U.S. Open Series road trip wrapping up in New Haven, and they'll head south to New York. 6 weeks, 10 tournaments, $30 million on the line. Text tennis to 96787 for TV updates.
You know, so much comes down. I think we're going to see it if she gets in a position to close out this match. Is the mental aspect. How strong you are mentally. How do you deal with the nerves?
And if you want to look ahead to next week, Szávay will get a qualifier at the U.S. Open. She's in the same quarter of the draw as Kuznetsova, Petrova, and Hantuchova, as well as Martina Hingis. But it's one of the, well, I wouldn't say weaker, but more, let's put it, more open quarters of the draw. Whereas the other half of the women's draw is just
the bottom half is definitely a lot weaker. There's no question about it. Top half is unbelievably difficult. There's that beautiful double-handed backhand, getting her feet up to that ball.
15-all.
Has a lot of control, uses the left hand really well.
It just seems every year that, I know it's randomly done by a computer, but one half of the U.S. Open women's draw is much stronger than the other.
I was there. I saw them pick out the numbers out of a hat. Actually, out of the trophy, the U.S. Open trophy.
I'm not saying it's conspiracy. I just, it's happened again.
It does. It happens very often.
Venus, Serena, Anna, Jankovic, and Ivanovic in the same half of the draw.
You know, I was there with Patrick, and you know, Patrick made a point that before the draw was made, he probably thought 6 players, real favorites going into the U.S. Open, and 5 of them are in the top half. You just mentioned them. Sharapova being the other one in the bottom half.
Sharapova, the defending champion and winner of the U.S. Open Series, would certainly have to like her draw.
Yeah, she's got to be
Roberta
very
Vinci is the first round opponent to play 2 lowly ranked players. A Shahar pair, Vitasova, Mirza and Chakvatadze, other players in her quarter.
Game, Hantuchova.
So, no service breaks in this second set. Hantuchova trying to force a decisive third as we continue from New Haven. More U.S. Open talk ahead.
Experience. She's been doing many things well. When we talked about her backhand being a strength, I think she's got to open up the court with that shot. Attack the second serve, which she's been doing extremely well, and get a lot of first serves in. Hantuchova plays a big game like herself, and she's got to really keep the pressure on.
You didn't create that after the first set, by the way. That was the game plan going in, and she's done exactly that.
Well, and Hantuchova, control her aggression. She's known to be a little bit streaky, so she's got to be patient, wait for the right shot to go for it. First serves because of her opponent's big groundies, and I think she needs to attack the forehand a little bit more, especially on the big points.
Was she impatient there? Kind of a wild forehand?
A little bit.
Middle of the rally?
She's so used to trying to dictate it immediately because of the movement issues, not being the quickest around the court. She definitely has improved, but it's still a weakness, so she feels the pressure to do a little bit more than she needs to sometimes. Great timing on that return from Hantuchova. Two in a row.
She is aggressively stepping forward on those returns now, timing them well.
30-all.
She'll challenge that. It looked long to the naked eye.
Ball's called in.
And this is a brand new system for Szávay.
Oh,
I was wrong at the far end of the court. It did
30-40.
clip the line. Call correct.
Szávay has one challenge remaining.
She's used up one of her 2 incorrect challenges. And Hantuchova, break point.
Deuce.
she let that one go again.
She did.
Earlier in the match, she let one go that was good.
See, I always think that's a sign of nerves.
Maybe. I mean,
you kind of hope you're going to win the point right there.
You play out ball. I mean, you just play them just in case.
Well, everybody's trained that way, aren't they? It's just your brain cramps up. And you're hoping that you can get that point, get the point right there.
Right.
Hantuchova overeager with that forehand, and perhaps a chance for her slipping away to get a lead, to get a break in this second set. And she tried to break the pattern, go up the line after running down the drop shot, pushes it long. We were talking about the U.S. Open draw. You and Patrick were there in New York for the ceremony, so I got to ask, how was the helicopter ride to get you from there to here?
It's not my favorite.
No?
But it's the 3rd year in a row, and I'm getting more used to it.
Bumpy?
Not bumpy, but still a little scary. A little slow, too.
Was Patrick there to calm you down with
Absolutely.
the nerves of steel?
Absolutely.
Okay,
no worries all the time. He was pointing out the famous homes.
The what? He was giving you the tour
He's
of
giving the
Connecticut,
tour.
famous homes from the air?
He knows where everybody lives along
Like who?
the coast. His brother.
You take little cell phone pictures at the window of
I did, and I
famous
should
homes?
have.
And that was awkward. By missing that, she was headed forward and then kind of froze back up and had to play that out of the air.
Another tough game.
Coach, what was that? Indecision.
Yeah, she got stuck.
Any players show up at the U.S. Open draw?
Yeah, Fernando Gonzalez was there representing the men, and Nadia Petrova from Russia representing the women.
It worked. She got a pretty good draw. Petrova was showing up.
She did.
Gonzo's in the same quarter as Nadal.
Yeah, both of them in the bottom half.
Another long, tough game. We're back at deuce.
Chris, just looking at this ball toss of Szávay, to me, it's the real clay court giveaway. It's a toss that's way too far to the left. I mean, she's a pretty athletic player. That's a little more crack on that one, but she can really sting it more, but she's got to move the toss more to the right and in front.
She could generate more pace, Pam, on the serve than she has, which isn't bad in the first serve when she takes a swing at it.
It'd just be a lot better. I mean, it's one of the things I think in women's tennis that has not kept up with the returns and the pace of play on the ground strokes is overall the serve. The intent to punish the ball is not there enough. You absolutely need to have a big serve if you want to try and get towards the top of women's tennis. That's something an 18-year-old's got to work on in the next year or two.
She went for the wide one there, and the chair overruled that it was a fault. Hantuchova really had an opportunity in that game to get the break. The forehand wing letting her down at times, and then that mistimed return. We're 2-all. That was a chance for the veteran, the top 10 player, to kind of take control of this set and give Szávay something to think about. Too many errors.
Szávay just reaching for her low back on the right side. And that's another thing, that when you toss the ball away to the left, it puts a lot of strain on the shoulder and the back. So we'll just sort of see how that part holds up.
Chilly out there, Pam?
Yeah, surprisingly, I've never seen it this cool in August. Usually around Labor Day at the Open, you get a little bit of this cool air, but I'm grateful.
Supposed to hot up by the end of the week, however. It'd be up in the 80s, maybe near 90, and the old summer humidity should be back by then.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Hantuchova waiting for the gentleman to take a seat.
A sarcastic applause from the crowd. No, he waves to people. That's great. Okay. Hantuchova's been making people wait for years, though, so I don't have a lot of sympathy
exactly.
For her. 15 love.
Came across that forehand a little too fast. You know, when you're really focused and you're concentrating well, you don't notice a lot of things around you. After missing a couple returns there to lose that last game, a little discouragement from Hantuchova.
And she tries to kind of wander into the net, and a good passing shot at the backhand side by Szávay. Half-hearted charge in the net there.
Yeah, she just pushed this forehand. It's right there to be struck, and it was a nice little dip from Szávay. Took a little bit off of it to get a little bit of an angle.
She's missing badly, Mary. This is one of those moments, I think, in the set for Hantuchova. You're right. She does seem discouraged by the inability to get the break in the last game.
Yeah.
15-40.
2 break points. She let that go, and it just landed long. Very close, and she didn't even take a swing. Still a break point. Two-handed shot, drop shot. The break for Szávay, the much younger, less experienced player, has been by far the steadier one this afternoon in New Haven. This could be a big match for fast-rising Ágnes Szávay of Hungary at 18 years old against top 10 player Daniela Hantuchova and the second seed here at the Pilot Pen. Up a set and a break is Szávay. Misses that forehand. Not always easy to close out these matches, Mary Jo.
No, that's going to be a good test for the teenager. That's what we want to see mentally, how you approach these big situations.
Hantuchova hitting, I think, out of frustration.
15-all.
Oh, the longer the rally goes, it's Szávay who gets the upper hand. He's able to get Hantuchova on the move first.
There's an aggressive return that she takes early.
109-mile-an-hour first serve, timed beautifully by Hantuchova.
Hantuchova, I think, is trying to channel the frustration and just big hitting every point.
She's just trying to go for it right away.
Sometimes she tries to work the point and does so successfully.
overrule.
He's challenging the call on the left baseline. Ball is called in.
So called long, overruled, and now a challenge of the chair's call.
It was good.
Catch the line.
Ms. Hantuchova has 1 challenge remaining. 30 all.
It's 30 all. I'll have to replay that point.
Chris, that was interesting because one of the things the challenges have brought in is the chair's reticent to overrule. They overrule a lot less, but that was a brave overrule and a correct overrule, and the player still had to challenge the chair umpire.
Yeah, right. With the challenge system, Pam, the frustration on the part of the players is the chair just kind of sits there passively and doesn't overrule calls, that even calls that they suspect he or she can see well. And the chair's response usually is, well, go ahead and challenge that if you don't like it.
I think they're starting to, though. I think they're starting to feel more comfortable, a little more confident with the system and with their own ability. That's well done by Hantuchova.
I don't think the chair should feel reluctant to overrule. I think that that's still an important part of umpiring.
It's a huge part of it, especially when things are near him. I mean, the shot he overruled was closer to him on the baseline. And
you don't want to lose the habit of doing that, because there still aren't that many tournaments, or not that big a percentage of matches that are on the big courts with the electronic challenge system.
Advantage Szávay.
Could have easily made that passing shot. Hantuchova guides it wide. Another game point, and here's another example of another long game where Hantuchova had 15-30. Has not really been able to win that big point.
Which you'd expect the more experienced, accomplished player to do against a teenager.
Wait, please.
Well, Hantuchova is pretty picky about everybody being seated and in their place and not moving before she's ready to go. If there's a butterfly in the vicinity, she wants to stop, wait.
Yeah, very deliberate. You know, she went through her ups and downs physically and mentally, and she hired a sports psychologist for a little bit that really helped her. But part of the lesson she learned were to do these rituals and to look at your racket and turn your back to your opponent and make the opponents play to your pace.
It's well played. You know, frequent opponents of Hantuchova are well aware of this, and the player have to not be bothered by it. But Szávay's handled it well too, because it's not always easy to play at that kind of pace. Break point. Hantuchova immediately stopping in the middle of the point.
Ball is called in.
She believed that shot from Szávay was long. She is correct, and there it is. Break back on serve at 3-0. A program reminder that action will continue from Williamsport next on ESPN2. Little League World Series, Arizona against Minnesota. For those of you in those two states, we'll get you out there in time for first pitch momentarily, and we'll keep you up to date on the conclusion of our match here. If you're in other states, we'll join that after the conclusion of this match. What do you like in Chandler versus Coon Rapids, Mary Jo? Do you have a thought on that?
I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. Some of those games have been very exciting.
Very long.
Yes, sometimes.
Just like this match. I mean, this match, every game has been a tough one, and good effort by Hantuchova to regroup and break back.
That's well played. Hantuchova on the defensive, on the run from the start. Szávay producing her 28th winner of this match.
And it's her 13th backhand winner.
I was going to say after that last game, I don't think we've seen the last of the service breaks in this set.
15-30.
Probably not.
And an opportunity there at love 30. She just chops at the forehand return and buries it in the net.
I think she was waiting for the backhand. Last minute had to change.
I am going to ask for predictions in an area that you're much more comfortable. And that would be the U.S. Open. You and Pam both have to go on the record here before we leave. I know there's some considerations, issues regarding the health of some of the key players. Serena, Vaidisova.
You know, Vaidisova started training about 10 days ago down in Florida. She's had a virus like mononucleosis that's kept her out since Wimbledon. She's in Sharapova's section of the draw. But the main concern is Serena. Is she going to be ready to play? She pulled out of this tournament.
She was given a wild card to Pilot Pen. Let them know last week that she was not healthy enough to play. Another break chance for Szávay.
Advantage Szávay.
Another break point opportunity for the 18-year-old from Hungary.
Deuce. Advantage Szávay.
Hantuchova just having trouble stringing together quality points. Another break chance. So by 3 of 11 in the match, but only 1 of 6 in this set converting break points. hurts that one. Right now, for those of you in Arizona and Minnesota, we're going to send you out for the first pitch between Chandler, Arizona and Coon Rapids, Minnesota. And, of course, we'll keep you up to date on the finish of our match here. Those of you staying with us, we'll keep you updated on the League World Series as we continue. Szávay up a set and now again up a break. Here at the Pilot Pen, the second seed in a bit of trouble. Daniela Hantuchova has been outplayed this afternoon by Ágnes Szávay, 18-year-old from Hungary, who now serves up a break 4-3 in the second set, having won the first. Talked about the comeback of Lindsay Davenport on the doubles court this afternoon against the great doubles player Lisa Raymond, and they have a 3-2 lead up a break on Cara Block and Liesl Huber, the top seeds in this event.
Yeah, top doubles team. Winning Wimbledon this year. I believe they just won in Canada too.
You know, they cruise in here as the top seeds and they see the draw and they go, oh wow. Davenport and Raymond in the first round.
That's like when you draw Serena when she hasn't played in a long time, or Venus. I said, uh-oh.
Good solid start to this game for Szávay for getting the break. Right on cue. Very first double fault of the match. This would be by far her biggest career win in terms of the ranking of her opponent. She's got 4 top 50 wins, beating Muller, dominating her to win her first career title in Palermo. She's never beaten a top 10 player or even a top 20 player.
Well, this would be her first. Hantuchova currently ranked 10 in the world.
Good point there after the double, Mary Jo, to come back with the authoritative forehand.
You know, and that's what you like to see, I think, in the young players. When in doubt, stick with your strengths. You know, so often you see some of the top players, they start missing a little bit, but they don't go away from it.
Well-timed return from Hantuchova finds the corner.
And you have to expect your opponent who's down to go for a little bit more, like Hantuchova just did. So that forces you, the person in the lead, to raise your game.
Szávay, very steady hold. She's just a game away from the biggest win of her young career. So with Serena's situation unsettled, give me a U.S. Open women's prediction. Well, don't groan. I mean, you know this is part of the deal.
It's so hard to do. I mean, there's so many possibilities.
Anna coming off the win, her first hardcourt event.
Tough to go against her. Sharapova, defending champion. You know, Venus came through for me in Wimbledon. I might have to stick with Venus.
Safe, solid pick. Although not many people will be touting her.
Safe. You know, Venus is a little unpredictable, but
let's just say she's been there before.
It's been there before.
A little safer than picking maybe an Ivanovic to break through.
Yeah. No, I'm going to pick Venus to actually get through that section. She's in Ivanovic's section. But it's tough. She has Jankovic, who she's had a tough time with in the past. Lots of trouble now for Hantuchova. 2 points away from going out early here at the Pilot Pen.
Pam, your thoughts on the U.S. Open?
Well, I think that at this point, until I know a little bit more, I always want to go towards the #1 seed. I feel like it's been a long time since Anna Ardennes won a major other than the French, and I think she's due to win one. However, Sharapova's got to feel pretty good about being on that bottom half and being the defending champ, having won Acura. So I didn't think she had a chance to win again at the Open, but Sharapova's got a chance, but Anna Ardennes the nod.
Sharapova's chances improving since you saw the draw.
Oh, absolutely. She's had a couple weeks to recover from her injury. She had to pull out of the semis of LA. A couple hours before practicing, she hurt her leg. Three in a row here for Hantuchova.
48-30.
From being completely on the rope, she's pulled back to a game point. Force the 18-year-old try to serve it out in the next game.
Oh, that's pretty. We've seen a couple passing shots now from Szávay where she really doesn't go for broke. She waits, holds the ball in the racket a long time, and then on the outside of the ball creates a very nice angle. Hantuchova was clearly covering the down the line.
Leaning the wrong way.
Yeah.
Not a very good drop shot from Hantuchova. Szávay there in plenty of time, had lots of options. Flips it up the line to create a match point. Very close now to the win of her career so far, but she's shown enough game to make us think that a lot more wins against top players to come for Ágnes Szávay. Good work by Hantuchova. Match point down.
Deuce.
Yeah, played a solid point. Didn't really panic. Didn't go for too much.
Good scrambling. Earns herself a second match point.
Net. First serve. Deuce.
Little eager.
A little anxious for sure.
Advantage Szávay.
A third chance for her best career win so far. rise of 18-year-old Ágnes Szávay continues, her first main draw event in this country, and she knocks out the veteran, the second seed, Daniela Hantuchova.
I like what we saw, Chris, from the 18-year-old. She moves on to the quarterfinal, where she'll face Bodarenko of Ukraine, the 8th seed. So what an opportunity to keep moving on. Dinara Safina had a win over American Vanya King earlier today, and Daniela had an upset over Sybil Bammer, the 7th seed.
So Szávay's ranking will continue to rise. She should be up in the top 40 when the next ranking comes out. Here's our Pilot Pen match summary.
And she went for a lot, Szávay. Big hitting from both sides. The backhand was much more the weapon, the key. She had the 5 aces, 34 winners. That's pretty impressive.
And those were distributed. I mean, pretty evenly. 15 in the forehand, 14 in the backhand.
Yeah, she had a lot of breakpoint opportunities, which she converted more than Hantuchova. Hantuchova really was let down by her second serve, but a good effort, mentally tough at the end.
A fresh face from Hungary. Hungry for greater success. And Ágnes Szávay moves on to the Pilot Pen. We'll be back.